name is Matthew, and I'm a homeschooled student at Wolsey Hall. I've been with Wolsey Hall since 2017, and I've started my fourth year with them. So rewind back to the year 2016. I had lived in the UK and India and been to school in my early years in the UK and primary school in India. In India, I studied in a very good international school with uniforms, waking up at 6 a.m., homework, and lots of other school things. Unlike schooling in a lot of other countries, we wouldn't go to different classrooms for the different periods. Instead, there were classes of about 20 students, and the teachers of the different subjects would come to the class. After 7 years of going to that school, including kindergarten, my mother started to notice how especially drained I was getting. One day, she suggested that homeschooling might be something worth considering, and I was appalled. See, at the time, I didn't have an especially high opinion of homeschooling. There was this stigma that it was meant for abnormal people with social problems. I don't know where exactly I got that idea, but I did. Plus, I'd have to be separated from my friends, so I really did not want to be homeschooled. Days would go past and I would grow to hate school more and more, and my mother would continue to bring up the topic, so I finally agreed. I would spend a year as a homeschooling student and see how it went. The summertime came, and I left the school that I had spent the last 7 years at. My first year sort of already started in the summertime. We were visiting family in the UK and met up with some of the teachers, and they explained how the homeschooling would work. And when I found out that I only had to study 3 hours a day, I was amazed! See, back at my home school, I'd wake up at 6 a.m., catch a bus that left at 7, eat breakfast at school, and start work at 8 a.m. until 2:45 p.m. After the summer, we returned to India to begin homeschooling. It was quite strange to begin. It felt much more comfortable than studying in school. My mom created a timetable for me so I'd know what to be doing when. Unlike at school, I'd only be doing one subject a day, and handed my assignment at the end of the week. The Canvas interface was super clean and easy to use, and I adjusted very quickly to life as a homeschooled student. At first, I was supervised by my mom, but eventually I started to study on my own. And my grades as a homeschooler skyrocketed compared to my old school. The biggest positive to homeschooling is the amount of extra time you have to do the things you love. I'm greatly fond of cooking and art and animation. Can you tell? It's also very flexible. I was able to continue work without necessarily being in one place. I could go on vacation with my family at any time, as all I needed was an internet connection to be able to learn. Speaking of which, my field trips were a much more engaging way for me to learn history. When we go, it's not just about going for a holiday. It's also about learning about the culture and history of the place we're visiting. So far, I've had 3 major field trips, one in London, one in Malpe, and one in Japan. And I've enjoyed these far more than any history class. Homeschooling has certainly changed my life a whole bunch, and in my opinion, for the better. I have no idea about traditional Indian schooling. After lower primary, the Indian school took a very prescriptive approach to education, and it lost the open-plan curious child approach that I enjoyed so much. I am interested in science and language more for a curiosity about the world and how it works, less about memorizing facts and reproducing it under exam conditions to get evaluated for a grade. And that is exactly what homeschooling provided me with. Going at my own pace at K-Stage 3 gave me plenty of time to explore my creative interests, enough to make a definite commitment to them in the long term. I work harder than I did at school because it's on my terms. I'm responsible for my results. I've learned how to study, how I learn, and where I need help.